Greetings, this is Swati Prakash, author of this book, Shamelessly Arguing with Vegans, in which I have debunked over 150 arguments against veganism substantially, and it is available completely free from earthhealingnetwork.com, which is an educational blog. You can also find me on social media at Earth Healing Network is my handle. On social media, especially YouTube, where this playlist Shamelessly Arguing with Vegans will help you enlighten and educate others. I have a positive card message for you today from the card deck. As an inspirational healer, here is my message today. It says, my fearless freedom lights up the world. Fearless freedom, not bondage, not slavery, not other people's bondage or slavery. It is only a free being that can be savior of the world. If you trap the savior, kill the savior, how will he or she set others free? You are taking away great light by harming others, by making them your slaves, by exploiting and abusing them. You're being of negligence and harm to this entire universe in that way. You are disturbing their consciousness and you are harming your own consciousness. You are asleep yourself. You're unawakened, unenlightened. So first be free of your own negative habits. Be fearless so that you can speak against harm, against evil without shame. In fact, have shame if you take away freedom of others to be a light in the world, to remove darkness. Yes, and non-veganism is a great darkness in the world, one that has to be removed. Actually, the most important thing that is harming the world is non-veganism. The biggest harm is from non-veganism to the planet, to human health and well-being, and to the animals. This is the most important issue of the day. Now, with that, let me pick up the argument of the day, one that I haven't read before from this book as a book reading. This is argument number 101, and this is something that was actually issued to me by the UK Parliamentary Committee in objection to the use of the term rape in a petition to end animal farming. They say, argument 101, do not compare crimes against humans with crimes against animals. You'll offend the real victims of rape, especially rape they were concerned about. Don't use that word. Murder, Holocaust, racism, other words are also now controversial in some even vegan circles. They say, don't say this, don't say that, don't say this to others, don't say meat is murder, don't say animal slaughter is a Holocaust, don't say it's like racism to, abuse animals, because it is a type of racism called speciesism, because your DNA is different than theirs, so you think you're superior to them and you can harm them, you're entitled to it. Now, all of these are crimes. I have said it's a crime, should be recognized as a crime, should be banned to harm others, slaughter them, to conduct this Holocaust on them, to rape them, to produce babies, possibly by impregnating the female. It's wrong. Now, these people think only humans can be victims. So humans are going to be offended because they are the real victims now. See the cunningness of these so-called victims. They think only you are a victim because you're offended because we said animals of other species are victims too. We're not saying you're not. You are one of the species of animals. All animals have sentience. Are only animal victims virtual, simulated objects devoid of emotion? Are they not real? They're as real as you are, as unreal as we are. Humans, cows, pigs, lamb, all have a certain level of sentience. All of us are very sentient, very sensitive, feel affected even if somebody touches us harshly, even if somebody hurts us by saying something loudly or hurts us. Our ego gets hurt. Yes, we are sensitive beings, but those other animals should be cruelly slaughtered after artificial insemination, forced motherhood on those victim females, and killing their babies. So who are you to say that human murder is murder and animal murder should be given a different name? Call it slaughter, call it humane even. Culling if it's hunting of the victims. Well, you say don't say Holocaust because it offends the victims of actual Holocaust, but the meaning of the word Holocaust is mass slaughter. That's the dictionary meaning. You can check it online. So as a victim of rape, domestic abuse, racism, even I have been a victim, shouldn't I as a human being feel more empathy with the animal victims too? Yes, they are victims of horrific graphic violence. So being a victim doesn't mean you should be offended by other victims. No, be offended by the perpetrator's behavior, be offended by evil, be offended by abuse and harm, be offended by violence, be offended by what deserves taking away. Take away evil, not the voice of the victims and their supporters. Being a victim should open your heart even more to the plight of others who suffer. That's what I've written, especially animals. Evil beings, they gas chamber us victims and they say, don't call it Holocaust. They gun them, they knife them, they scalp them by putting their head upside down in a hot broth. They anally, vaginally electrocute animals, yes. Sick, isn't it? They macerate newborn chicks alive. They forcibly impregnate females repeatedly, take away their offsprings, debeak them, declaw them, castrate them, dehorn them. All this bleeds. All the blood is there. The mules, the sheeps, the little babies. They tail clip animals without anesthesia. They control their entire life. They take away their freedom. And you call this humane, you call this free range, and you call this ethical because it's as per your country's government standards, which are very, very poor. And in any case, by any standards, killing somebody is still evil. Will it be good if you treated me well for a while and then killed me? No. These are crimes. They are larger, significantly larger in proportion and intensity than even these ordinary crimes against humans. It's bigger than assaulting a human or punching a human in the face. Yes, it's a much bigger crime. You're taking away their life after complete subjugation. Yes, complete control over their entire life. And this happens to over 80 billion land animals for food alone annually. They are killed annually. Can you imagine the humongous nature of this crime? And trillions of fish are killed every year. If humans were to die at this rate, the entire population of humans would disappear in just a month. Now, how do you feel about this? If humans were to die at the rate we kill all the animals, humans will be extinct in one day flat, is my estimate. That's how real the animal Holocaust is. Yes, there's no comparison. Yes, absolutely. Because what animals go through is obviously worse than your biggest nightmares. In fact, hell bells in comparison. That's what I have written. Hell is less severe in comparison. You're putting the animal through the worst of realities. What a big guilt. So please share this book and this video. Please download this book and share it. And educate the world. There is no excuse to abuse anybody, to rape anyone, to harm anyone just because they look a certain way and not a certain way, just because their DNA is this and not that. There's no excuse for any form of abuse or violence. It's not justified.